It usually happens around New Year's when you feel super motivated to reach your goals. This year will be different, you say to yourself, only to find yourself in the same position you were in 1 year later. Imagine the person you could become in 1 year if you got rid of all your bad habits. Never skipped a workout, never ate junk food, never slept in. The thing that's holding you back from reaching all your goals is your bad habits. Atomic Habits by James Clear is a practical guide on how to get rid of these habits and how you can implement new habits that will bring you closer to your goals. I hope this summary motivates you to grab a copy of the book for yourself, as I truly believe it's a life-changing book. Chapter 1: The Power of Your Habits. Many people don't realize the impact our habits have on our life. If you go to the gym for the first time, you can look in the mirror the next day and won't see any difference in your appearance. But if you consistently go to the gym every day, you will be surprised by the progress you can make in a year. This is the power of compound interest. If you get just 1% better every day, you will be 37 times better after 1 year. On the flip side, if you get 1% worse each day, you'll end up close to zero. The small habits, when accumulated, create either a trend of progress or a downward trend, depending on whether those habits are positive or negative. When you first start a new habit, you probably won't notice any difference. This is called the plateau of latent potential. This is the gap between the effort you put into a habit and the results you see from it. In the early stages of habit building, you often don't see immediate rewards, which can be discouraging. But as time goes on, the results start to exponentially catch up with the effort you've been putting in. Think of a rocket that's trying to take off. At first, it takes a lot of fuel to get it off the ground, but once it's in the air, it only needs a fraction of fuel to keep going. Let's say you wanted to become a fitter person. Don't just say, "I want to be fitter." Make your goal as precise as possible, for example, losing 20 pounds of body fat. Now specify what you have to do every day in order to reach that goal. Remember, small but consistent efforts will outweigh big but inconsistent efforts over time. An example could be a 15-minute walk every morning. Now you have a new habit you want to adopt, but how do you do it? Chapter 2: The 4 Laws of Behavior Change. To adopt a new habit, it needs to be 4 things. It needs to be obvious, it needs to be attractive, it needs to be easy, and it needs to be satisfying. Let's say you want to form the habit of doing a 15-minute walk every morning. Law number 1, make it obvious. Try to set as many triggers or reminders for your new habit. This could be putting your walking shoes right next to your bed or putting up sticky notes to remind you to do the walk. Law number 2, make it attractive. For example, you could do something you enjoy while doing your walk, like listening to your favorite music or podcast. Law number 3, make it easy. Try to reduce as much friction as possible by reducing the difficulty in the beginning. Start with 5 or 10 minutes, and once you've developed your habit, you can step it up. Law number 4, make it satisfying. You can give yourself a reward after you've completed your habit, or track your progress in a calendar to increase the motivation to continue your streak. You can apply the same system for a habit you want to stop doing, for example, smoking. Make it invisible by removing various triggers in your environment like cigarettes, lighters, or ashtrays. Make it unattractive by visually reminding yourself of all the negative effects it has on you, like the health risks and costs. Make it difficult. If you usually smoke on your balcony, lock the door and put the keys far away from you. The more effort you have to make, the less likely you are to do it. Make it unsatisfying, for example, by making a deal with a friend to give them $100 whenever you smoke. Whatever habit you try to implement or get rid of, you have to adopt it as a part of your identity. Don't say, "I'm trying to quit smoking." Say, "I'm not a smoker." Getting used to a new habit takes around 66 days. After that, it will become a part of your life. But you can't change your daily routine from one day to another. Start with one habit you want to implement into your daily routine and apply the 4 laws of behavior change. Once the habit is part of your daily routine, you can connect another habit with it. After I do my morning walk, I meditate for 10 minutes. This is called habit stacking, which allows you to combine multiple habits right after each other. Remember, in the beginning, it will be hard as you won't see any real progress or benefit immediately. But it's important to keep going to gain momentum. Chances are you will miss a day and you will be discouraged by it. But if you make sure to keep going, it won't affect your progress. If you start to get inconsistent, however, you will not get the benefits of compound interest. Consistency is key. Chapter 3. The Goldilocks Rule. The Goldilocks Rule says, in order to stay motivated during a certain task, it has to have the right balance between difficulty and achievability. If the task is too easy, you will lose motivation. If it's too hard, you'll become discouraged. The key is to find the balance between these two variables. And if you manage to do that, you will enter the so-called flow state, where you'll become completely focused on the task and forget everything around you. You can use this flow state to increase your motivation, but in the end, you have to be disciplined to reach your goal. Discipline will always beat motivation. Key points of this book. Every habit will compound over time, so eliminate bad ones and replace them with good ones. Small but consistent efforts will outweigh big but inconsistent efforts. The plateau of latent potential will make you feel like your efforts don't have an impact. Keep going, and you will gain momentum. Apply the 4 laws of behavior change to eliminate bad habits and integrate new ones. You won't change your life from one day to another, so start small and work your way up. To get the maximum benefit out of this book, pause the video and grab a pen and a piece of paper right now. Writing down your goals will make them a part of reality and will significantly increase the chances of you reaching them. Now write down every goal you want to achieve this year. This can be anything from losing weight to starting a social media account, but make these goals as specific as possible. Write down the exact amount of money you want to make, the exact weight you want to lose, the exact amount of followers you want to gain. Now below that, write down the habits you have to do every day to achieve these goals. I will work 2 hours a day on my business. I will go on a 30-minute walk every morning. I will post 1 video a day to grow my social media account. Now write down 3 habits that will stop you from reaching these goals or stopped you this year. For example, spending too much money on stuff you don't need, scrolling on TikTok, or ordering junk food. Now apply the 4 laws of behavior change to every one of those habits and write down everything as precise as possible. You won't be able to integrate everything at once, so start with the easiest. For the next 60 days, you will only focus on this one habit until it becomes a part of your life and you don't even have to think about it anymore. I hope this summary helped you. If it did, it would mean the world to me if you subscribe to support this channel. Write down in the comments which book you'd like for the next video, and thank you for watching.